Alright guys, welcome back. Today I'm basically going to be trying to get in here and get the motor mount bolts out, the flywheel bolts, and the bell housing bolts undone, so that I can, basically attempt to, get this engine out. But, oh, and I also forgot, I got to disconnect the exhaust there and the two fuel lines, and I need to drop that air compressor off of it. But yeah, you know uh, I basically got out here not yesterday but the day before and removed the alternator and got all of the bolts out of the air compressor. And yeah, that leads me to where we're at today. But I got down under there at that same time and tried to get the motor mounts undone, but those bolts that come up from underneath were pretty well stuck, and you could see the motor mount just right there in the center of the picture. And basically this right there, that is what the bolt comes up into. And you can see that I've sprayed some PV blaster around it to basically try to get that bolt to unseize. But that whole bracket right there that sits down on top of the mount is aluminum, and I'm sure that it's basically become seized up in there. But yeah, hopefully I can get those bolts out of there and not have too much of a problem with it. And I'm probably not going to film from underneath there. Basically the bolts on that mount run straight up from the bottom, and there's an access hole down there that you can see. But they're basically Allen head bolts. So yeah, I'll get after that, and I'll see you here after a little bit. Alright guys, looking up underneath here, this over here is the air conditioning compressor, and the bolts that hold it on is that one right there. There's this one right there, and then there's one clear up top right there. Now I'm gonna loosen those up first, and get these we'll get that belt off of it, and then I'll completely remove the AC compressor. Well, I say completely, I'm going to leave the lines hooked up, because if you watch my previous videos, I've already recharged this system. And over here, if well, that light up there is just kind of screwing everything up. But this alternator, it's got that bolt right there, and then it's got another one clear up on top that you should be, yeah, like I say, it's you can kind of see the end of it right there. But yeah, basically just kind of follow that adjuster bolt from up top back, and you'll see which two bolts to pull out. But yeah, that's pretty much how the the AC compressor and alternator get held on. So yeah, I'll start getting that taken off, and yeah, we'll continue on. All right, well, I got the motor mount bolts out. Basically, you see this hole right here. those bolts run, you know, straight up through into the mount there, and you can clearly see from right here the reason why I'm pulling this engine, because this is just thoroughly coated with oil. But to be able to get to these bell housing bolts in the back, there's this bar right here that runs all the way underneath of the transmission, and two of the bolts are right up on top of that bar. You can kind of see them right there, but I'm going to have to drop that bar, and I don't think, well, I mean, it is structural, but I don't think that, you know, anything's going to move after I take that bar out. But yeah, I'll get that bar out and, you know, keep on going. All right, well, I've got the motor mount bolts out. I still need to get down in there, and those are, basically motor mount shocks that still need to be undone. But yeah, I still got to undo those, but I did get the exhaust off of it, as you can see right here. But I knew that this had to come off. That's the starter right there, and the bolts for the starter, there's two of them, and you can kind of see it right there at the top of your screen, kinda. But they come in from the back, and they go basically kind of straight through the bell housing, and there's two of those that need to come out. But yeah, I got the exhaust dropped off of it, and yeah, it's a little beat up. I mean, you can see right there, it's got a pretty good hole in it. But yeah, I'll basically I'm down to the bell housing bolts back in there, and the flywheel bolts, and then it's ready to come out. Alright guys, well, I'm down to the last 4 bolts to get this engine out. Basically, I've already got right up in here to get, well, if I can get it on camera. Basically, you got your access port right there on the bottom of the oil pan to get to your torque converter bolts, which there's 6 of them in there, and you need to get a, I can't remember what size of socket it was, but you need to get a socket up here on the crank pulley, and turn the engine over with that to be able to get to the torque converter bolts. But yeah, I've basically just got the bell housing bolts down here on the bottom to get out, and then I can start getting this engine up and out of here. So if I can get up here, I say I got the 4 bolts. I still need to remove the gas lines here, and I'm not going to do that until I get ready to pull the motor, just because I don't want diesel leaking all over the place, especially when it's like $5 a gallon. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video off here, and I got a couple of things I need to pick up to be able to bolt this thing up on the engine stand whenever I get it out. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll get this thing out of here.